Yep, it's true. I budget my entire year in advance, and it is way easier than you think when you do an annual review. I'm going to share with you my entire 2026 annual budget, and you can plan your best year yet with an annual review. I'll show you exactly how. Why, hello, welcome. I'm Carly, a finance grad and the creator of Best Money Class Ever, where I teach how to pay off debt, invest, and stress less about money. Grab a seat. I'm about to spill the financial tea. Last episode, we went over how to create your ideal budget from scratch that you can automate. This is the next step. An annual review is a big picture look at your year ahead. As CFO, you make executive decisions of what's going on in your life, and then you put a dollar sign to your to-do list to make your goals and dreams a reality. You can plan intentionally and make high-level decisions about your year ahead, so you're not scrambling around when life actually happens. I get it if the idea of an annual budget sounds intimidating. What I want you to think of is how to create your best year yet. Just think through like what trips, what projects, what fun things do I want to do for the upcoming year. I'll show you my entire real 2026 budget. You can create your annual budget alongside with me with pen and paper or a spreadsheet. If you want the exact financial day planner that I use, it is in the link below. Let's get started. To create an annual budget, you just got to become CFO and manage your money like a boss. And the easiest thing is just to look at what's going on in your life for the upcoming year. So, first off, I like to look at a calendar, mark out important dates, birthdays, and reminders like, oh, this is when spring break is, and I'm here in Austin, Texas at South by Southwest. I have a lot of friends and family's birthday parties and celebrations that I like to remember. People out of town, just at least shoot them a text, or my mom and dad's anniversary, just special dates and things, note that out. I want to do an adult Easter egg hunt. I did that last year. It was so much fun. So, kind of marking important special things like that out. If there's a special appointment, like I had a follow up, and then I also have a friend's wedding, wanted to see how everything lies for the year, month by month and quarter by quarter. Seeing your year in advance of important dates is very super helpful for budgeting and planning and knowing just kind of what is going on. So, for example, it's going to be my dad's 70th birthday. I also have um, a conference that I'm going to in the fall, just marking that out, and then making note of things like when my lease is up, if I want to renew or move, just having everything mapped for the year. And here is how I plan my medical expenses for the year. I get clear on what my plan is. I have an HMO. This is my premium. It's $215. I have zero deductible and a 50% coinsurance. And my deductible is just over $10,000. Since it's an HMO, I do need a referral. Before the year starts, I like to brush up on my copays. So I have a $0 copay for primary care and a $0 for a specialist if there is a referral. If not, it's 50%. I do have zero behavioral health, which is amazing. That means no copay for my therapy. I have 50% coinsurance for my ER. And then I also have a $0 copay for urgent care if I do this express visit. My prescriptions are $10 if they are generic, and then it's 50% coinsurance if it's name brand. I also like to have a virtual doc line on hand so I can call if there's some sort of question that I have. And then I like to set up, because I have an HMO, I need to have a new primary care. And then I also like to see which urgent cares and emergency rooms are nearby and then their hours. So this is a completely new plan for me this year. So I like to just jot everything down and have it on hand. I also like to jot down big procedures that I had last year. And I did have a dermatology thing that will also be happening this year as well. Familiar with my plan, I like to then map out my regular care, which for me is an annual, and then therapy I'm going to do weekly. Luckily for both those, I don't have a copay. I am also going to prioritize my eye. I have a quote. An eye visit's going to be anywhere between 40 to 120. So I'm going to estimate doing 4 visits, it's going to be $85. Once I estimate my regular care, I like to then also estimate my prescriptions and supplements. So for me, I am prioritizing my allergies. I'm going to do over the counter allergy meds. I estimate the cost for that. And then I also am going to get sunscreen because I am trying to take care of my skin. I'm going to try this year to do an off brand. I am going to do a procedure again with a dermatologist and that's going to be about $350. So I just jot that down to take note. To plan my maintenance expenses for the year, I keep it quite simple. I just look at a maintenance schedule. So for home maintenance, I don't have any because I am not a homeowner. So then I just take a look at my car maintenance and I mark down what is happening for me. For my car, I plan on doing a weekly car wash. I found an $8 one, which is pretty amazing. And then I'm going to do my car registration, which is due in June. And then I also have my brake pad and rotors, which is going to be a big one. I'm going to do that in April. I am guessing that's going to be about $800, which I'm not super happy about. I did get my tires replaced in 2024, so I'm estimating it'll be a couple more years before I have to do that. There are a couple small things I need to do. I'm going to get my windshield wiper replaced, and then I'm also going to refill my toll tag and estimating 40 for the windshield, 50 for the toll tag, and then I'm going to do a synthetic oil change. I do that about every 10,000 miles and it's about $50. And I'm also going to do a bike tune up for about $75. Here's what I'm planning on spending for my projects in 2026. The first project is going to be my apartment setup. I'm going to give myself a start date of February and hopefully have it finished by May. I want to get a plate and bowl set and coffee and mugs. I actually don't have a lot of things because I live full time in an RV, and so I need a bigger, better set. I'm planning on allocating about 100 extra for the plates and bowls, and I'll get them at Walmart. I also want to get a vacuum. And then I found out I'm allergic to like everything. So I do want to get some new sheets and comforter sets that are allergy approved because I have dust mites that are really, really bad. The vacuum I want to get is probably going to be from a thrift store, pretty low cost, maybe 25. I don't really know how much the hypoallergenic sheets are going to cost. So I'm going to allocate 125. If anyone knows any good tips on that, let me know. But lately I've been waking up and like it looks like I'm crying because my allergies are so bad. Another project I want to do is an e-file organization. I want to start in January, hopefully end in May. I want to organize my photos, my email with folders in my OneDrive and Canva, and then my paper files. I don't know if I'm going to spend money on this. If I do, it might be more storage, but that would be a business expense. Another project would be decorating an office. Since I have a larger space, I actually have room for a desk. I want to look for design ideas and I will probably get a desk organizer, monitor, mouse pad, and then also a keyboard and mouse. That will be a separate business expense. The fourth project that I want to tackle in 2026 is holiday decorations. Because I lived in a tiny space, I don't have a lot of holiday fun decorations. So I want to do Valentine's Day wreath, Ether wreaths. I want to do some pumpkins and a fall wreath, probably shop Dollar Tree and discount for those. Here's how I'm budgeting for travel in 2026. I want to go to South America. I've made it to Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, but not South America. So I'm pretty open to which country I want to find whatever one is kind of on the sale or cheap. I'll plan the details in the spring and probably go in summer to escape the Texas heat like in August. I estimate I'll spend about $375 for the flight. I want to do a resort where I just kick back and like hang low. I'll spend about $600 on that and then Uber or car rental about $250 and then sightseeing an extra $350. I have been meaning to go to Pittsburgh to visit some cousins and family, so I'm going to try and make this happen in July. I need to coordinate with family and figure this out. I would need to buy the flight. I'm estimating that will be $250 plus get a car rental or some Ubers and spend about $250 and then miscellaneous I'm allocating $150. Next are the road trips for the year. Now, this isn't anything too crazy. I live in Austin and I have family in Fort Worth, so I'm writing down the holidays and events I'll probably head home, which would be Easter, Father's Day, plus my mom's birthday, my niece's birthday, my dad's birthday, Thanksgiving, and Christmas. This year I want to make an effort to see my friends when I am in town that live in that area, and I'm allocating about $45 extra gas money for those road trips. I also have a conference that I am going to attend, and it's going to be in Palm Springs. That's a separate business expense. And the last trip that I'm planning is a wedding in Wisconsin for my friend. I don't exactly know the itinerary. I'm estimating $250 plus for the flight, $250 for the hotel, $75 for the Ubers, and $50 for the wedding gift. Here's what I'm planning on spending guilt-free for fun in 2026. I want to see a concert. Cardi B is coming in town. I'm going to try to snag some last-minute tickets for $75. I want to do a comedy show, miscellaneous events throughout the year. I'm guessing about $30 each. I also want to find a ton of free fun events on Meetup, and I'm prioritizing prioritizing dating with a goal of 25 first dates in the year. For fun, I want to join a pickleball league. The lowest one I found was about 60 bucks. And I also want to upgrade a pickleball paddleboard, find something used for $80. Those things are really expensive, and maybe get a bike rack as well. I've been just chucking my bike in the back of my SUV, so this would be nice. It'd be about $50. I want to go heavy on clubs. I have really enjoyed doing biking groups. I'm going to look for more of those, and hiking groups, run groups. Also, I like pickleball, soccer, kickball, volleyball, sand volleyball would be fun. I want to find a podcast and also content creator group. And my goal is to track about 200 workouts for the year. For fun, I want to get some new tech gadgets, mostly for my business. So these will be business expenses, a camera, better lighting. My CFO self-care routine is to get a haircut about every 8 weeks. I found the cheapest spot in town. I want to get a massage during Valentine's Day and also my birthday. The haircuts are going to be $27 and the massage with tip is $80. Under the fun expenses, I like to plan out my wardrobe updates for spring and summer and then also fall and winter. I buy everything completely discounted, clearance only. So this is what I plan on buying. I need some shorts, some sandals, dresses, swimsuit. I want new accessories like rings, earrings, necklaces. I do want to get a watch and a purse. For the winter, I also want to get new jeans, a jacket, some long sleeve, a sweater, shoes. I also want to update my workout clothes. I want some new pants or shorts, and I need some new sports bras and also some undies. I will allocate all in all twice a year, 150 extra cash to go on these mini wardrobe updates and shopping sprees. Okay, so that process is almost like a massive brain dump as an adult, almost like your registry or something for a wedding. This is what you want to happen in your life for the upcoming year. You're crystal clear, and now as CFO, you can put a dollar sign to your to-do list. We're going to hop into the monthly budgets. I use what I call an income statement. It shows your income and expenses for the month. As CFO, though, those extra things that vary from month to month, we will allocate to the individual month that it is going to incur. Let's hop into my monthly income statement. I'll do a quick review on my monthly budget, and then we will go through each month for the upcoming year for those extras and allocate that the month that they will incur. I did explain in episode number 1 that I am semi-retired. What that means is I can live off of primarily my investments, which would be the base budget of about $2,500. But I also want to be fully retired, so I can kind of go one of either ways. I can be semi-retired and live off of my investments, or I can push and earn with the goal of $5,000 to become fully retired with my $1 million goal. So let's do this. As a recap, your income statement shows your income and your expenses in the month. Here we have my budget of what I think is going to happen. So your income and your fixed expenses are pretty much exactly the same each and every month. Those are forecasted out by group. And then I have a profitable budget. I want to have about $500 extra that I can allocate for the other things. This year, my goal is to increase my take home to $5,000 and then to be able to work up to investing $2,500 monthly to reach my $1 million net worth goal by 45. Once you have your total in each of the fixed categories, saving, charity, housing, insurance, services, debt, and my operating expenses, I call it weekly cash. I'm going to go into each individual month and allocate those that we just workshopped, the medical, maintenance, project, celebration, travel, and fun for the month that they will incur. Some people call these variable expenses. I call them flex life reinvestment. You choose what you want to spend on guilt-free based on what's going on in your life. So for me in January, I want to tackle my watery eyes and go to an eye doctor. So I estimate the copay is going to be about $85 for that. I also want to tackle my allergy problem and get some sheets, the pillowcases, and all that. I estimate that's going to be about $125 extra that I'm going to spend. For fun, I'm going to make the goal of finding those free groups that I want to join. So like the extra biking groups, hiking groups, pickleball, all of that, get organized for the year and start tracking to reach 200 group fitness goals. Budget is just really putting a dollar sign to your to-do list. And this is a great process to stay accountable to what you want to do for the upcoming year. For February, I'm planning on seeing an eye doctor again, probably to get things moving. I also will be doing a procedure with my dermatologist to get rid of some bumps. That'll be about $350. For Q1, I do want to get my apartment set up. Since I moved from an RV, I literally have like 4 plates. So I want to get a new set of plates and coffee mugs. I'm allocating about 100 extra for that. In February, it's also Valentine's Day. I have a tradition of making myself a steak dinner and then getting a massage, buying myself chocolate and flowers. So I'm allocating 100 extra dollars to celebrate. In March, I want to increase my income by $1,000 and then start investing to max out the IRA for the year. So that'd be $625 a month. And then for the extras, I do plan on also seeing an eye doctor again to really get to the bottom of why my eyes are so watery. So I'm going to allocate an extra $85 for that. And I will also tackle a few maintenance things. I'm going to get a toll tag for my car. I'm expecting to do $50 on that and 50 for a synthetic oil change. I do want to buy my flight to Wisconsin for the wedding. I'm estimating it's going to be about $320. And then I also want to join a pickleball league that I found for $60 and go see Cardi B. The tickets are about 100 right now, but I'm guessing if you wait till the last minute, sometimes they lower them to get everything sold out. I am hoping in April to reach my take home pay goal of $5,000, and then I will boost up my solo 401k contribution and invest 1,000 there. And then for the extras in April, I will also do another eye doctor visit, have an $85 copay for that. And then I will also do brake pads and rotor for my car. Unfortunately, I think that's going to be about $800. I also want to have an adult Easter egg hunt. I plan on spending $75 for cash and little liquor for the Easter eggs. My Aunt Reggie's birthday, I'll do $25, $50 wedding gift. Hopefully buy a flight to Pittsburgh for about $350. In May, I want to increase my investing, working up to that $2,500 invested goal to reach my 1 million. Ideally do $625 for my IRA, and then this month do $1,500 towards my solo 401k plan. I'd like to host a Cinco de Mayo party and allocate $50 extra for that, and then $50 for Mother's Day. We have a tradition of grabbing margaritas and chips and salsa. I do want to buy a flight to South America. We'll see which country has the best deal, and then I'll have the wedding, so I'll have the hotel in Wisconsin and also Uber. So $250 for the hotel, $75 for the Ubers, and then I always like to do a float trip, so I'm going to allocate $40 for getting my float on. June is when I want to reach that $2,500 investing goal, do $625 for my IRA and then $1,875 for my solo 401k plan. June is when my car registration is due, and that'll be about $78.25. I also have my mom's birthday. I'll allocate $40, and my Father's Day, I'll allocate $50 and do some kind of activity. I'm allocating $45 for extra gas money to go home to Fort Worth. I also will allocate $150 for a summer wardrobe update. Everything I'm going to buy is going to be on clearance, so I'll get a ton of stuff with $150. If you wondered why don't I have a cell phone bill, it's because I pay for my cell phone service all upfront for the entire year. I have Mint Mobile. It is a whopping $265 for the entire year, so I pay that in July. With this spreadsheet, when you adjust the fixed expenses, it automatically forecasts that for the next month. So I'm going to hop into August and make sure that that isn't duplicated over. I have my niece's birthday. I'm going to allocate $40 for that. I do anticipate doing a car rental, hopefully for a Pittsburgh trip for $250, and then the miscellaneous travel spending $150 and extra gas money when I go home for $45. In August, I'm hoping to do my South America trip. I also have my dad's birthday. He's turning 70, so I'm hoping we'll do a fun party, and I'll probably drive home to Fort Worth for that. I'll allocate $40 for a birthday gift. In South America, I'm allocating $600 for a resort, $250 for Ubers or car rental, $350 for sightseeing, and then $45 extra for gas money. In September, I do have a business conference that will be in Palm Springs, but that is a business expense. So for my personal expenses, I don't have any extra life or investments or variable expenses to allocate for. Up next in October, that is my birth month, so I always like to do some fun stuff for my birthday and celebrate. I love baking, so I'm thinking about getting myself a nicer mixer for about $100. I'll also do a massage and then a fall/winter wardrobe update for $150. In November, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to do a bike tune-up. I'd like to learn how to do this on my own, but for now, I'm planning on paying $75 for a tune-up. I have my nephew's birthday. I will buy a small gift for $40. And then I also want to upgrade my Christmas decorations because I have nothing. So I'm going to buy a Christmas tree, lights, ornaments, some wreaths, and I'm allocating about $185 for that. And then I'm also allocating $45 extra gas money to drive home for Thanksgiving. And something crazy happens in November. If I decide to stay at my place that I'm at with my apartment, I did 10 weeks free. The prorated will stop happening and it will go to the market rate of $11.54. We will allocate for that change in November and December. I might, though, move if it's something that I don't want to do and I can find a better deal somewhere else. So we'll see. In December, I'm going to see if I can give myself a bonus of $5,000 extra dollars and then do a push with my investing to do $6,875 for my solo 401k the last month of the year. Who knows? This might be like a pipe dream, but we will see. And then for Christmas, I'm allocating 2 white elephants for $25 or $50 total. We always do a Secret Santa gift and just exchange once with family. And then I'm going to give myself a gift of $100, my niece and nephew, $80, mom and dad, $50, and then $45 extra gas money for Christmas going home. Whew. There you have it. Everything is forecasted for the entire year with this annual budget. This is the exact opposite of emotional impulsive spending, the late night scrolling, add an item to your cart, take them out. You as CFO have an exact plan for what you want, what it's going to cost, and when you are going to buy it. And let me tell you, it is entirely empowering to do this. As a warning, the first time that you do this, it's going to take a while. You're going to do a lot of work up front, but you're going to have everything done and just automate it and track it to stay accountable throughout the upcoming year. And each year, as you do this process, it gets easier and faster as you go. I've learned the hard way. Life does not always go as planned. This is what you want as CFO to happen in the upcoming year. There are health crises, accidents, there's pandemics. You never really know what's going to happen, but as CFO, this is what you want. This puts you in the driver's seat and lets you decide what you want your year to look like. As things go off course, you can tweak, make executive decisions and cuts to adjust your plan along the way. I am here to hype you up. Now it's time for a best money class ever win. She writes, when I started class, I only had a Chase checking and regular savings account. I now have $4,000 so far building in a high yield savings account for emergency fund, a Roth IRA that I'm contributing to wasn't at all before, and have paid down $2,000 in credit card debt since joining the class. I'm on track to be debt-free within that 36 months. The best part is just last week, I was offered a promotion with a pay bump. So I'm getting some more income to build on this knowledge and success even further. I wasn't taught much at all about money, so this has truly been life-changing and I am so excited. I'm so excited for her too. This was within 3 months. If she can turn things around, you can too. Thank you so much, my yellow groupers, for watching. Every show has a dope name that they call their listeners. I'm calling you my yellow groupers. We have slow starts. We've been through some things. Life does not go as planned. The cards are stacked against us. The hands we are dealt are not ideal. We get off course, we get knocked down, but we never, ever give up. The adversities that we go through, that is what builds us and makes us stronger. I hope that you have your best year yet with an annual review. Like I said, grab a pen and paper, or if you want the exact spreadsheet and planner that I use, it's in the link below. If you've been meaning to get your finances in order, now is the time, and this is the best place to start. Here, you'll overcome analysis paralysis with the finance plan. This is the roadmap that you've been looking for to pay off debt and retire a millionaire, even if you are living paycheck to paycheck and have no idea where to start. Stay tuned. Next episode, I'm going to share my annual report. The annual review is looking forward. The report is looking at everything that I spent money on in 2025. I am really curious, and I would love to hear from you. Do you plan ahead for the year? How do you budget in advance? Spill your financial tea. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. Did you like this episode? If so, like it and share it with your friends who also geek out over money. And leave me a 5-star review. It really helps people who are on a mission to pay off debt and invest find this show. Best money class ever, my signature live and virtual class, only happens every quarter, and the next class is starting soon. You want in? You can take the intro to class for free. Head on over to bestmoneyclassever.com and save your spot. You'll instantly get a 20-page downloadable with the finance plan, your step-by-step plan with money. As always, remember, you only live once. Be smart with your money now. I'll catch you later. Bye.